Okay, so I just want to start off by saying thank you, CJ, for giving me this opportunity to share my journey. She asked me about a week ago, because CJ is a last minute person. So last week when she messaged me, she was basically like, so I'm going to need you to tell your testimony. Cool? Okay, thanks. Oh, okay. And then thank you to Sherry McAllister. She helped me, wherever she's at, she helped me proof my little speech or whatever. So I want to start out by saying, kind of like what you heard last night, I am just like you guys. I started in the same exact place you did when you joined Color Street. Personally, I have never had any experience in sales, and to put it bluntly, I kind of suck at sales. So in high school, we had this thing called DECA, and it was a business entrepreneurial club, and you had to sell a box of chocolates to be a part of it. You guys, I couldn't even sell a box of chocolates to high school students, so I desperately wanted to be in it, but I couldn't sell the box of chocolates, so I was never in DECA. However, whenever people tell me, that I'm not good at sales, I just say, okay, neither am I. And so as I said, I have zero experience in sales, especially direct sales. I'm a direct sales virgin, and before Color Street, and I was a pharmacy technician for your local corner of Happy and Healthy. And in June of 2018 is when I discovered this magical gold mine. I was on unpaid maternity leave. On multiple occasions, we were calling our parents to ask for financial aid, and we were often robbing Peter to pay Paul. It was really stressful. On top of that, I had a 2-week-old, which was similar to somebody's story last night. I had a 2-week-old and a 19-month-old that I was chasing around. And my husband Wyatt, who's a police officer, was working some midnight swing shifts, and he was a brand new police officer, so he, couldn't even take time off when I had the baby. So I was really overwhelmed with emotions and exhaustion, and I was desperately looking for something. However, I didn't know what that was until the night of June 18th, 2018. That night, I attended my first online nail bar. I was blown away by the magic of this product. My sponsor, Kat Sparks, wherever she's at. Go Kat! My sponsor, Kat Sparks, had no idea what she was in for. I immediately called my husband and told him, hey, so Tara's having this nail party, and I think I want to do it. And him being the sweet man he is, and knowing the kind of day I just had, he simply told me, buy whatever you want. And I said, no, I think I want to sell this. And he instantly chuckled, and he reminded me that I had never sold a single thing in my life. Not even on Marketplace, you guys. So, but again, him being the sweet, supportive man he is, he told me to go for it, and I did. I instantly messaged Kat and said, hey Kat, I'd like to sign up. And that never happens. So I'm sure she was like, what? So the following month of getting my new business off the ground and running was exhilarating. I came in with this burning excitement, and I dove in. I attended all the team trainings, I watched all the videos, invested in myself for different programs like Average to Excellence and Fast Track to Leadership. My leaders call me a sponge. When I'm excited about something, I completely want to soak everything up that I can, and this is a huge part of my success. From the very beginning, I made it my goal to hit 1,200 in sales every single month. I didn't focus on BQ, but instead enhanced commissions. We needed the money, and $75 was not going to cut it. In July of 2018, I experienced my first case of FOMO, also known as fear of missing out. It was the second annual national conference in Las Vegas, and I promised myself I would never miss a single other thing. They announced the first ever Color Street incentive trip, Cruise with Color Street. It was an all-expenses-paid cruise to Cozumel, Mexico. And kind of like how Sherry talked about last night when she joined that company, it was just to take her husband on the cruise. That's like what my burning desire was. I just wanted to go on this cruise and earn that. So, okay, stop right there. I was a brand new stylist, like literally a month in. I had a month-old and a 19-month-old. There's no way I would ever earn that trip, right? Well, you're wrong. I could have easily told myself that. I could have easily checked out right then and there and let the imposter syndrome of not being good enough hold me back. Instead, I was excited and I was pumped up and ready to go. I told myself, fat chance am I missing out on this cruise, and I already had a bad case of FOMO, remember? So what did I do? I earned that sucker. And not only did I earn the trip, but I earned the Silver Cruise, which was a $300 cash bonus on top of the cruise. I was really beginning to see what I could do when I implemented what I learned, and persisted. Despite whatever I hadn't done in my past, I don't suck at sales. I just didn't know what I know now. Selling nail strips or selling the business opportunity is just sharing something I believe in with someone who could benefit from it. You may be wondering how I did that. How did a brand new stylist with no direct sales at 24 years old earn such an amazing incentive trip? Consistency. No matter the highs and lows in this business, I stayed consistent. I had party after party. I made new contacts wherever I went, and I shared the cookies. If you haven't heard the cookie analogy that CJ gives, then you need to go back to your room tonight and type in Team Freedom in the search bar, use that little feature because it's awesome, and type in share the cookies or whatever. Share the cookies. It's amazing. And if you're being selfish and not sharing your cookies, then your business is not going to grow. I did the uncomfortable things so that I could be comfortable on that amazing boat soaking up that vitamin C. Ladies, we have incredible leaders. I would not be where I'm at today without each and every one of my leaders guiding me and training me and me implementing what they gave me. Monkey see, monkey do, right? Now, you may be wondering how my life and my family's life has changed since Color Street. Well, let me tell you one last story. If you're friends with me on Facebook, you may have seen about a week and a half ago that my 3-year-old son Ethan came down with pneumonia and double ear infection. Something you may not know is that myself and my kiddos currently do not have health insurance. So, you might be thinking that I was a complete basket case, taking him to urgent care, wondering how we were going to pay for it, but it wasn't quite the feeling I had. Because of Color Street, I was calm. I was focused on my son, and I was present to soak in the doctor's information. And I was at total peace with the situation. Because of Color Street, I was able to pay nearly $400 in medical bills that night with my little Color Street debit card. And yes, that was with the self-pay discounts. Because of Color Street, I was able to not worry about taking time off of a corporate job to stay home with my sick child. Because of Color Street, my income is 3 times what I was making as a pharmacy technician, capped out at $12.25 per hour. Because of Color Street, my family no longer lives paycheck to paycheck. Because of Color Street, I have been on multiple amazing trips, and I have been able to experience awesome adventures with friends that I would have never known if it wasn't for this magical little dry nail polish strip. Because of Color Street, I'm standing on this stage right now, overcoming some of my biggest fears and insecurities. And because of Color Street, our life has changed. In January of 2019, as a stylist, I made $317. And because I chose leadership, I made $773. I also attended my first leader retreat last year. Fast forward to December, last month, in 2019, I made $419 as a stylist, and because I chose leadership, and because I choose to party and implement the trainings that have been handed to me, I made $2,110. So, in the course of 11 months, I went from making $700 in monthly income to $2,100. It's not about the money, but it is absolutely about what the money can do for you. So what will the money do for you? Where do you see yourself in 1 year? And what will you take away from this retreat? I'm just like you, I'm just a normal person, and if I can do it, so can you. Don't let your self-doubt or anything else steal your dreams.